The final whistle blew at Anfield, and the stadium erupted. It was a sound that shook the very foundations of the ground, a collective release of tension and elation from 60,000 voices. The floodlights cut through the cold evening air, casting long shadows as the Liverpool players, exhausted but triumphant, began their slow, celebratory walk off the pitch. The cameras, the commentators, and the majority of the crowd were focused on the heroes in red, their arms raised in victory. But in a quiet corner of the pitch, on the periphery of the chaos, a different, more personal story was about to unfold. On the sidelines, a figure stood watching, almost a ghost in the background of the live broadcast. It was Jeremie Frimpong. He was a champion in his own right, a rising star of the game who understood the unique pressure and sacrifice that came with playing at the highest level. He wasn't there for a photo or an autograph. He was simply waiting, observing his colleagues and friends from the opposing team leave the field after a hard-fought battle. He knew the feeling of victory and the sting of defeat. Then, through the sea of red shirts, a blur of motion emerged. It was Dominik Szoboszlai, his face showing the clear exhaustion of 90 minutes of relentless football. He had been a force throughout the game, a relentless engine for Liverpool, and now, with a whistle blown, his singular focus was no longer on the ball, but on a familiar face. As he approached the touchline, he spotted Frimpong. Without a moment's hesitation, Szoboszlai broke away from the group and veered towards him. The rivalry of the Premier League and the formality of a post-match handshake seemed to disappear in that instant. Szoboszlai didn't offer a polite wave. He didn't nod in passing. He walked directly up to Frimpong. There was a brief, powerful pause as the two looked at each other. Two young men who have spent their lives chasing a dream, who understand the immense pressures and the rare triumphs of their profession. Then, they simply shared a genuine, heartfelt hug. In that brief, private embrace, the world of football seemed to stand still. For those precious seconds, the thousands in the stands, the cameras, the commentary, the trophies, and the transfer fees all faded away. It was just two people, two top-level athletes, sharing a moment of mutual respect and understanding. It was a silent conversation, a wordless gesture that said more than any post-match interview ever could. It was an acknowledgement of a shared experience, a mutual respect that transcended their club jerseys and the colors of their respective teams. After the quick, powerful embrace, they parted ways, Szoboszlai rejoining his teammates and disappearing down the tunnel with the rest of the squad. As the main cameras panned up to capture the grand celebration of the fans, still singing and celebrating the victory, they completely missed the small, human moment that had just unfolded. But a single camera did not. It captured the pure, unscripted exchange, a fleeting glimpse of humanity in the heart of a sporting spectacle. When the clip later found its way online, it spread like wildfire. Fans and commentators alike saw it as a powerful reminder that beyond the intense competition, beyond the trophies and the headlines, there is a profound respect and camaraderie among the players who live this life. It wasn't a scripted interview or a staged photo. It was a pure, authentic connection. And in a world where everything is meticulously managed for public consumption, that's what makes a moment truly memorable. It was a beautiful display of the fact that football is so much more than a game. It's a global family.